boggling question. I see a lot of people. The talk today is on whether yesterday's protest. I believe the protest that began yesterday is not just a one-day intervention. This is going to continue over and over. And the mind-boggling question that comes into my mind is, can we really say the protest that we saw happening yesterday were a failure? Is it a fair assessment to say were they a failure? I will be giving actually my own analysis of what transpired yesterday. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. There is mixed reactions on whether yesterday's protest were a success or not. I'll first read some comments from the politicians. There is Professor Lovemore Matuku who commented. He says 31 July 2026 was a huge success in the hearts and minds of the majority of the people. Its purpose was to send the following message to the regime peacefully: no to the 2030 CAP 3 CAA 3 agenda. The reaction of the regime told it all. They got the message. They do not like the message. They are prepared to assault, torture, imprison, and kill in a bid to suppress the message. And they will misuse state resources to fund oppression. We are not deterred. We remain determined. Now, 31st of July was an initiative of others which we supported. We are now organizing our own peaceful action to continue with the same message: no to the 2030 CAP 3 CAA 3 agenda. I have to remind all that we have two strategies: legal battles in courts and peaceful political action. The courts will hear us soon. Peaceful political action, we are continuing. CAA 3 will be reversed. We will win. That is the spirit of Professor Lovemore Matuku. You know, I'm one of the individuals also who would love to see the regime of Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa thwarted. Yes, I will repeat, I'm one of the individuals who would want to see were the protest successful. What was the purpose of the protest? If in your mind you heard this, that the purpose of the protest was to send a clear message to the government of Zimbabwe. Under normal circumstances, if people were allowed to protest, they were going to be on the streets and maybe submit some petitioning the government of their concerns. Guess what? There was no need to do so, because the government of the day understood that the people are angry, and they began to threaten people. All provincial leaders of ZANU-PF convened press briefings, abused state security apparatus to convey the message and to inflict fear to the people of Zimbabwe. And I can attest to you, when did these protests, even if they did not happen, we didn't see people marching. I hear there were isolated incidences in Bulawayo, but they were not that much covered, but they were there. People indeed are angry. People are agitated by this constitutional bill, or you can call it an act of Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. And the message was loud and clear that Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa even got the message. What are the signs that Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa got the message? Number one, we saw them speaking, characterizing in a bad manner the protest. They mischaracterized the protest, but the people of Zimbabwe understood very, very well why they decided to organize this faceless protest. Remember, the protests were not properly organized. They were faceless protests. But the moment I began to see some ZANU-PF agents as well as also ZANU-PF people beginning to speak against faceless people, I stood up and was one of the individuals who advised Zimbabweans to protest in certain areas in Zimbabwe where people will actually gather in numbers and undertake their activities. Yesterday, those activities were not undertaken. It was not business as usual. And also, number two, you would remember that before the 31st of July, Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa deployed these members of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, the military. They were on high alert, which means state resources were used, used fruitlessly. Zimbabweans did not say they were going to vandalize any of, if ever, their state properties that exist at the moment under Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. The protests were not violent, but obviously ZANU-PF, to them, when they hear the word protest, their definition is violence. To Zimbabweans, this was not a violent activity. This was an initiative to send a clear message to the regime that the people of Zimbabwe are united against CAP 3, CAA 3, whatever you can call it. And they got the message very, very correctly. And also, thirdly, Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa was supposed to be in Bulawayo. He did not come in Bulawayo yesterday when there were protests. A president cannot remember. These people want to play with us and say, no, the president had another schedule that was already pre-arranged before. A president is the number one official of the state. He has the secretaries. The president has secretaries. There is absolutely no way a president cannot be aware of his schedules. All schedules of the president, they are well documented. They are well actually known. So we were sold propaganda that Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa aborted the trip in Bulawayo solely because he realized that he was supposed to meet some Secretary General of Red Cross. We were lied to. That is the lie. Mnangagwa was afraid to come to Bulawayo. He doesn't trust the people of Bulawayo. I said Bulawayo is not like any other province. That's why all political parties in Zimbabwe, ZANU-PF was created in Bulawayo, ZAPU was created in Bulawayo, all major MTC was created in Bulawayo. All major political parties, if you follow their history, proper history, not manipulated history, they started in revolution, always start in Bulawayo. What happened during the last days of Robert Gabriel Mugabe? He saw flames, unanticipated flames at White City Stadium. What did also Mnangagwa see? He also saw flames at White City Stadium. That was in Bulawayo. You know, Bulawayo is an extraordinary city, something that you cannot play against. Yesterday, the people of Bulawayo, knowing Mnangagwa was coming to Bulawayo, anything was possible. And Mnangagwa decided to, remember, officials were already at the Joshua Mkabu airport waiting for Mnangagwa. When they were told, no, Mr. Jones is not gonna, people always ask, who is Mr. Jones? Mr. Jones is Mnangagwa. I'm taking it from the Al Jazeera documentary. He was referred to as Mr. Jones by Hubert Angel, the gold mafia wannabe prophet of Zimbabwe. You see, so I heard someone was asking me, who is Mr. Jones? It's clear now. I have explained why I call him sometimes Mr. Jones. So Mnangagwa officials were ready. There was red carpet was rolled at the Joshua Mkabogo airport. Even Chiwenga a day before confirmed that his boss Emerson Tambuzo Mnangagwa was going to land in Bulawayo. But guess what? Mnangagwa did not come to Bulawayo. Why he didn't come to Bulawayo? It's obvious why he didn't come to Bulawayo, because Bulawayo is not a place to actually, you cannot play with Bulawayo. It is an extraordinary city, and anything is possible in Bulawayo. You don't play the residents of Bulawayo. So we saw yesterday Emerson Tambuzo Mnangagwa aborting his trip, and we're still yet to ascertain exactly what was it. Maybe there is high probability was advised by the Central Intelligence Organization that he should not attend that particular event. And the presentation by Chiwenga had to be done late because Chiwenga had to go and write a speech. And if you see, I think I'll be talking about this on another separate live broadcast. I wanted to focus on underscoring the fact that the protests yesterday, in my view, they were very successful. Protests are done to send a message. Don't ever think that they will actually achieve an intended purpose on their first day. Definitely, any time from now, the fight is on. It's the people of Zimbabwe against the regime of Emerson Tambuzo Mnangagwa. It's either we fight or we die. That is, and I understand sources close to Emerson Tambuzo Mnangagwa. They said yesterday he was not a happy man. He spent the whole day panicking. He was supposed to do so, taking into consideration what is happening in the country. It's not normal. What is happening in the country. Zimbabweans are angry. They are against this Cap 3. Mnangagwa is stubborn. He doesn't want to let go of this Cap 3. And I can attest to you, at the end of the day, it's always the people that will actually be victorious. So, in all honesty, I think yesterday I shared the sentiments that have been shared by Professor Love Momadugu. There are people who say Zimbabweans are cowards. If you say Zimbabweans are cowards, go today and just protest in Zimbabwe, run in the streets of Zimbabwe, and you will see what Mnangagwa can potentially do. When people are doing that, they should also be in a position to protect themselves. So you cannot, everyone wants to be alive. We are dealing with a monstrous regime, and we expect it, but the clear thing is that they took social media seriously and they spend a lot of resources. They may not tell us because it's not a transparent country, but I can assure you they spent a lot of resources yesterday. Just imagine aborted travels, all that was arranged. Don't ever tell me that no, there were monies that went into that. And there was fear that actually went into that. So the assertion that Zimbabweans are not cowards. Look at what happened in South Africa. In South Africa, they protested because the government of that country allows protest. We have a history of the 1st of August. We know it and we understand it very, very well. This does not mean any win for ZANU-PF. I've seen the director of information in ZANU-PF mocking the protesters. It's not yet over. It's too early and it's too dangerous to do what he is doing. People are watching. History is watching. It will never end well. It will never end well for these thugs. Mark my words. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars.